Which statement is not always true? Number 1, the product of two irrational numbers is irrational. Not always, because if you do square root of 2, which is an irrational number, times the square root of 8, which is also an irrational number, you get square root of 16. This is a rational number because the square root of 16 is equal to 4. Number 2, a satellite television company charges a one-time installation fee and a monthly service charge. Now, when you have a monthly service charge, that means you're going to be it's a rate. You're doing some number times basically the number of months. So in this case, if it's saying that if y equals 40 plus 90x represents the cost, well, first of all, y is the total cost. So what we can do is get rid of 3 and 4. Now in this case, again, because you see a monthly, because you see a monthly service charge at 90x, that means x is the number of months. You're doing $90 per month. Per, in this case, means multiply. So $90 is the service charge per month. Number 3 says to find the roots of 4x squared minus 100. Don't forget the word roots just means solutions. This is a quadratic equation. Remember, there's plenty of ways that we can solve a quadratic equation. The most simplistic way that I am going to do it is I am going to factor this by the greatest common factor. If I factor out of 4, you get 4 times x squared minus 25. This is the difference of two perfect squares, so I say x plus 5 and x minus 5. Remember, you're setting each factor equal to 0, and you are solving. 4 does not equal 0. We just cross that off. Solve for x. We get x equals negative 5 plus 5 plus 5. X equals 5. A shortcut way would be to put it into your calculator, 4x squared minus 100, graph it, and then look. I know you really can't see the entire thing, but notice where it crosses the x-axis, negative 5 and positive 5. Those are the answers we had. Would be choice 3. And number 4, they give you 2 sets of data. Unfortunately, you're only really paying attention to this column and this column. You have 4 elements of data. They're talking about the median, the mean, and the range. What I did for myself was I found those values. The median for company 1 is the number in the middle. Remember, there's 2 middles, so you have to average the middles to get those values. The median salaries in both companies are greater than $37,000. That is false. Choice 2, the mean salary in company 1 is greater than the mean salary in this one. That is false. The salary range in company 2 is greater than the salary range in company 1. The range exceeds it by over over 15,000. So the range in company 2 is greater. We say it's choice 3. For number 5, which point is not on the graph represented by y equals x squared plus 3x minus 6? First, what I'm going to do is put into my calculator and then go to my table and then look to see which points are basically on there. 2, 4 is on my graph, as you could see, 2, 4. 3, negative 6. Well, looks like that's our choice. But just to verify that, negative 4, negative 4, negative 2, and negative 6, 12 are on there. They are also on there. To quickly show you algebraically what you can do here to verify is you can plug in 3 in for all of your x values here and negative 6 in for your y. So negative 6, does negative 6 equal all of all of these operations? You get 9 plus 9 minus 6. Does negative 6 equal 18 minus 6 is 12? They do not equal. Therefore, 3, negative 6 is not on the graph.